Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over how to spend 3 days in Rome for adventure lovers that hate the crowds. Rome is a place where history, art, and culture converge to create a mesmerizing experience for travelers. Here, visitors can have a chance to immerse themselves in vibrant street life, delicious cuisine, and captivating stories. As people who typically plan our trips around hiking, nature, and escaping the crowds at all costs, we knew that Rome was going to test us. With some precise planning and a bit of extra patience though, we were able to enjoy this marvelous city while maintaining our sanity and personal space bubbles, for the most part anyways. Typically, David and I make these travel videos together, but he is away this week. Here's a little clip so that he is still included in this video.
For those of you who don't know us, I'm David.
I'm Kaylee.
And we run a travel and adventure vlog called Made to Explore.
We are passionate about activities that get you outside and off the beaten path. We've got a ton of hiking, adventure travel, and van life, so if you are into that, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you around for all of our future videos. So first things first, you want to arrive in Rome, drop your bags off at your hotel, and then we would recommend heading straight to the Colosseum. This elliptical amphitheater was built between the years of 72 to 80 AD to host gladiatorial contests. The Colosseum is the largest ancient amphitheater ever built and the largest standing amphitheater in the world. We found that wild considering its age. Now, this is one of the busiest buildings in Rome, but we promise it is worth the trip. Although it is possible to explore the Colosseum without a tour, we would highly recommend booking one. This is one of those places where having somebody there, you can access the floor, you can go underground, and to just kind of tell you about the significance of everything that you're seeing, very much worth the money. We will link the tour that we took below. Next, you want to go to the Roman Forum. So this is actually accessible from the Colosseum and it is absolutely gorgeous. It is so cool to go and see all of these ancient ruins in the middle of a big city like Rome. This was actually included in our tour and we learned more about the structures and Roman history before hiking up to Palatine Hill for sunset. This was one of my favorite places in Rome. It was surprisingly quiet up there. We really didn't see that many people that chose to make the hike. We do have an Italy travel guide for adventure lovers that covers all of our favorite places in Italy. From the best hikes in the Dolomites to renting your own boat to explore the Amalfi Coast, this guide has everything you need to know. Covering places like Venice, Rome, Florence, Cinque Terre, Amalfi, Capri, and the Dolomites in detail, let us take care of all of the research so that all you have to do is show up and enjoy. We have already got a ton of great feedback on this guide and cannot wait to share it with you. We will link it below. Make sure to check it out. For dinner this night, you're going to want to walk just 5 minutes from the Colosseum to a place called Trattoria Luzzi. It had really good pasta, pizza, wine, very inexpensive, and if you sit outside on the cobblestone streets, you actually get a really good view of the Colosseum. So make sure to get here early. It does get really busy, but it is worth the wait. Once you are finished dinner, you can walk back to your hotel. We stayed at the RomeHello Hostel, which actually was amazing. They have shared and private rooms. We stayed in a private room, very affordable, very clean, and a pretty convenient location if you're looking for something budget friendly. Okay, on day 2, you're gonna wake up early. Trust us, the streets of Rome don't get super busy until 9 or 10 a.m. So if you are looking to avoid the crowds, this is a huge tip. Wake up early. And we did a guided tour of St. Peter's Dome at the Vatican. The Vatican is a place that you cannot miss while you are in Rome. Our tour was relatively inexpensive and it allowed us to gain early access, skip the lines, and learn a ton about the history of the church. So we will link that below if you want to check it out. Once you're finished your tour, if you're interested, this is a great time to tour the Vatican museums, home to an unparalleled collection of art and history. These museums are most famous for the Sistine Chapel ceiling painted by Michelangelo. It is possible to hire a guide here, but honestly, it's easy enough just to walk through on your own. After you're finished at the Vatican, make your way over to the Pantheon. avoid taking the main street, Corso Vittorio Emanuele, and try Via dei Coronari instead. This narrow street is lined with shops, cafes, and old buildings with substantially fewer people. This is an excellent place to shop for lunch or do a little bit of shopping. It just gives you such a charming atmosphere without all of the crowds from the main street. We stopped at a hole-in-the-wall restaurant here called Pasta Imperiale, and it was really good pasta to go for a very reasonable price. So this afternoon at the Pantheon is likely to be busy, but it will be worth it. You can either buy a ticket online in advance or at the booth once you arrive. The Pantheon is a marvel of ancient engineering and one of Rome's best preserved ancient buildings. It is probably most famous for the oculus, which is a hole in the roof that allows sunlight into the building. So once you've had your fill there, make your way to the Jewish Ghetto. This little hidden gem is located between the Tiber River and Piazza Venezia. And for some reason that I cannot figure out, it often gets overlooked by tourists. The historic Jewish ghetto is filled with a rich history and vibrant culture. It has a museum, its own set of ruins, and a ton of phenomenal restaurants. Do yourself a favor and go to BaGhetto Milky for dinner. You will not regret it. Very good food. And once you're finished here, make your way back to your hotel for the night. On your final day in Rome, get up early again and go to the Trevi Fountain. This place is packed all day, so if you go first thing in the morning, that's your best chance at not being there with hundreds or thousands of other people. Created in the 1700s, it is one of Rome's most iconic structures. Made of the same material as the Colosseum, this fountain was built on the site of an ancient Roman water source. Next, walk to the Spanish Steps. Steps represent the close relationship between the sacred and the eternal city. These are the longest and widest steps in Europe, and they are home to a lot of Italian traditions and local events. There are tons of shops and restaurants around the Spanish Steps, so if you're looking to pick up some souvenirs, or if you want to grab a late breakfast or early lunch, this is a really good place to do it. If you're leaving early this day, that might be all that you have time for. However, if you have a little bit of extra time, I would highly recommend going to the neighborhoods of Trastevere, Testaccio, and Ostiense. Although these would likely require a taxi ride from the Spanish Steps, it's definitely worth it. They are way less touristy and known for their food and street art. I hope you enjoy your time in Rome and that this video helps you to avoid some of the crowds and have the best trip possible. Make sure to check out our Italy travel guide if you haven't already. We're so excited to share it with you. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.